goes. Just the way it goes. Degrees.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Hookup on Music podcast. Tonight, we've got the goods. Last time when we got together, we talked about 5 awesome albums, but we have brought him back for more awesomeness. How's it going, BZ?
It's going well, Tony. How are you, man?
Doing good. Ready to rock. Me and you have each tonight on this 21st episode come and put together 10 songs for a playlist, and well, we're gonna rock out and see the songs that we picked. So as always, you are my guest, my main man. Why don't you get us started? What did you pick for the very first song on your awesome playlist?
So this playlist kind of came together based on a liked songs shuffle from Spotify. Thousands of songs, and just kind of went from there. So the first song is by Vel featuring DJ Mustard called Oakland. Nice. So I don't remember exactly how I came across this song. You've heard plenty of songs about different cities and the ode to different cities. Never heard one about Oakland. I've been to the Bay Area probably 8 times in my life, for work and for fun. And it's an area I like, and the song's kind of cool. So,
well, first off, that's my dream area right there is the Bay Area. If I could be anywhere right now, that's exactly where you would find me. I lived in LA for a while, and I'm just all about the weather. I was just this morning reading to my wife 72, 72, 72, 72, 72, nice. Also, what's really awesome is this is a very good first pick. All these songs, what I'm going to do is put together a playlist too that I'm going to put out there so people could check out these songs too,
nice.
And jam them all. But that's a really good pick. It's always good to, as you said, representing a city. And I don't know too many songs straight up, with Oakland in the title or about Oakland. So that's a very good first one. What I've kind of did with my list is to imagine that me and you are just kind of hanging out, and I put together the 10 songs that we would be, rocking and rolling with per se. And this very first one, okay, it's only a 4-second clip. I'm going to see if you know what it is. Okay, here we go. I know, but you got it for me. If we're rocking and we're rolling and we're putting together a thing, man, I'm going with Have a Cigar by Pink Floyd. It is, one of my favorites for many reasons. I love the keyboard. It sounds like you're in outer space, especially with the guitar and stuff at the end.
Yep.
I was a little kid, and I'll never forget, I kept asking, every song I thought was a different Pink Floyd song. But when I came across this one, man, it's one of my favorites.
Great song, great album. and you don't even have a regular member of Pink Floyd singing there.
No, who I'm glad you brought that up because it was actually the gentleman who did sing it, Roy Harper's birthday yesterday, which made me
Oh, no
laugh
kidding.
because I know you being a big Pink Floyd fan, I set you up right there with the fastball and you smoked it out of the park because that is really another interesting fact about that song. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but it's really good. Is the Pink Floyd cover? Not Pink Floyd, the Primus. Primus does a pretty good cover of that song. If you've never heard
Really?
it might be something worth your time to check out.
I think so. Love to hear Les singing that one.
Oh yeah, it's good. But what do you got for number 2?
Number 2, I've got a song called Bells by a band called Perfect Pussy.
Ooh, okay.
So punk
Great.
band from Syracuse, New York area. This song came out in 2014. It is hard rock punk, female lead singer. Almost kind of reminds me of like Rage Against the Machine and Zach De La Rocha and kind of their punk influence, where you've just got the lyrics coming out like fire and brimstone and guitarists just burning everything down around them.
That's something usually I sign up for pretty quickly.
I love the intensity of the song. Check it out. This is a band that broke up, but they've got some good stuff out there.
Always good to even, I like, this is a band who personally I have not heard of, but with that name, I'm definitely going to check it out. I'll never forget a little bit younger, like in the late 90s, there was that band, they were called Nashville Pussy. And I saw the name and I was like, oh, I wonder if these guys are any good. It's sometimes a name could gravitate you to this band. And well, I'm definitely gonna check out Bells. That sounds like a really, really, really good one.
Nice.
My second pick here, I'm gonna go with let's see, what should I do for number 2? I'm gonna go with this one. Let's see if you know this one. I'll play a little clip here. It's the first track on Jar of Flies by Alice in Chains. It's Rotten Apple. It's like a 7-minute jam. For a band that is really kind of known for being more heavy, the song really grooves for 7 minutes with really cool kind of like talk box guitar. I could have picked any Alice in Chains song, but again, I'm thinking, this is a good one because I'm always a big fan of long jams, especially if they got a good, like the Tool songs, which I've got one here later we'll talk about, but always really awesome to get a long jam going, and that song's got it.
For sure, and that's not something that Alice in Chains does a lot of.
No.
So it's always cool when bands go a little bit outside of what I don't know if comfort zone is the right phrase to describe it, but I think you're picking up what I'm putting down there.
Yeah, no, I am. You're going and you're saying to yourself, when a band, as Primus has done it on a couple songs that I've heard, where it's not the same old, super funky, super fast. It's a little bit more laid back and sprawls out a little bit more, which I always enjoy with a lot of my with the bands that I listen to.
Nice.
So definitely. What did you go with for number 3?
So we're back on Pink Floyd. I went with Waiting for the Worms Off the Wall, which it's always tough to pick what, depending on what day you ask me, I could have a different favorite Pink Floyd album.
Oh yeah.
But I love The Wall, saw it live, love the song and, what it brings to the album. I'm kind of rounding out the end of it with the whole concept of what he's talking about throughout, I know you're familiar with it, so I don't have to go over that, but yeah, very, very cool. Very cool song.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. It's a deep cut, off of the album, which is funny because when I got in the car earlier today, Another Brick in the Wall was on, and still to this day, I don't turn it off. I actually turn it up for some unknown, well, not for some unknown reason. It's an awesome song, but for the reason I'm saying that is because I've listened to it so many times, it doesn't get old to me. That's the good thing about, Floyd is they really never really kind of get old.
No, I would, if I caught that on the radio, I'm leaving that on and Waiting for the Worms, especially. I don't think that's going to get much radio play,
No.
but
Unless
the
they do
kind
one of those, like, where they play the whole album side or something, and then that
right,
one kinda, like, gets fixed in, but no. But that's what makes it, we've talked about this before, I'm a big fan of digging deeper on the album, so, like, not just the single, so you picking that makes, a really good playlist, something different that people are listening to, and that's what's awesome here is what I like in music, and that's what we're doing here, and we're doing really good job so far, is, like, juxtaposition. I'm bringing up something a little bit more, this way, but then Alice in Chains goes that way, and then you're going this way and that way, and that's how you blend a really good playlist, I think.
agreed. You go off on different tangents, but they all
Yeah.
kind of have a similarity somewhere.
It's interesting that you went with Waiting for the Worms because 3, I'll guess I will throw out my Tool pick that I went with, and that was a Eulogy off
Not-
of Enema. I really, really, if you talk about lyrics that I really enjoy, I really enjoy those lyrics quite a lot. Very ironic and a lot of, especially a lot, in today and stuff like that. But another song, 7-8 minutes. I love the grandiose build up. Watching him play that song live and just going on YouTube and watching the guitar and stuff and the way he
Yeah.
does the picking on the song. It's another good long jam that I think is really awesome.
Yeah, the whole beginning part where it kind of sounds like there's just tapping on glass.
Yes.
It
Yes.
just kind of builds up from there. It's like that 2 or 3 minute build up in the beginning is such a great intro to any song. And then, you have the guitars come in pretty big and loud in the chorus. So like you said, great, interesting lyrics, great song off that album.
It goes and says that, what was I going to say? It's just a band that goes and can do different stuff. And we've talked multiple times. Tool's definitely it.
The next one I've got is the Gorillas, a band that has always put out some songs that have impressed me. This one features Vince Staples, so he does a lot of the heavy lifting and the singing here, rapping, I should say. But music is very cool, just kind of like high impact, kind of right from the jump. Like it's like, all right, let's go.
Is this off of what album is this song off of? Do you know by chance?
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
They are I like the
This
band quite a lot.
off of Humans,
Yeah, that's a good album. That's kind of what I thought it was. I just didn't want to misspeak. But
2017.
that's a
Yeah.
good song. Big Gorillaz fan.
They always made cool music videos. I wonder what kids nowadays think about music videos, but
That's true.
that would be come home. I think you and I are about the same age. You come
Mhm.
home from school, turn on MTV, and check out whatever music videos came out, and they were another one that stood out. With the cartoon animation stuff of their video, just very cool and unique.
Recently, after an awful Sox loss, it was right when Coachella was going on. Turned on like Coachella on the big screen, and they played like a 10 o'clock set, and I watched the whole entire thing. Dude, I was extremely blown away. I like a lot of their songs, like Dare and different stuff, but I've never really sat down and really watched the live show. And then I saw they're coming to Tinley Park like in September, and it's like,
Really?
yeah, and some kind of like they're only doing like 5 dates. But after seeing the show at Coachella, I was like, I mean, Damon Albarn, he's really good, and it's an excellent pick. It's an excellent pick for what we're doing here.
You said that's in September?
I believe it's in September. I know it's not in August or July. I think it's in September. It's not in October, so I'm almost positive September.
Not my one of my probably least favorite venues in the Chicagoland area, but
yeah, mine either.
if you're, but let me know what you're doing in September.
Yeah, let me make right now it is September 16th, just so you know. So yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely is something to definitely look into, because not my favorite venue either, but it's well, it's it's
It's
Gorilla,
there.
so it's them playing.
Yep.
Um, Back to, you were bringing up the '90s and videos and stuff like that. A band that I quite enjoyed. I don't know if you remember them at all. Their name was Space Hog.
Oh yeah.
This playlist needs a little '90s alternative. Back then, I remember, and for some reason, this song struck me for one to be on there. And I always, still to this day, I play it when it's on, whenever I seem to hear it. And it's it's another band that you don't know much more from them besides the song, but it was a song for the time period of when it came out, like you said, coming home and just turning on and watching videos and stuff like that. And that's why I
Yep.
like that one.
I feel like that song would have been one that I would have probably been listening to in my car on Q101 and dropped my friends off and just drove around smoking cigarettes, and that song would have come on Q101 and I would have been happy.
My favorite thing about this show is, like, I have so many conversations where, like, I feel like I'm in the back seat with you and we've been growing up together, because that's exactly the same story that I had, or I lived, or I remember, and stuff like that, because that was that time period. And
It
even
really,
like now, it's not really like that anymore for some stuff, like songs like this, but it's a good one for 4. What did you go with for 5?
I lost my place here in my playlist thread. I am sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I can go ahead and do my 5, and then we'll could go back to you to your 5.
Okay.
Um, Earlier we brought up Primus, so I am going to do a little bit of Primus, and I am going to do Those Damn Blue Collar Tweakers off of Sailing the Seas of Cheese. Ironic name to a song that probably for the first 14 years of its existence in my life, I did not know what a tweaker was, because I started listening to the song when I was like 12.
Oh
And
yeah.
then now really when I blast this song, especially with like my wife in the car, like her face or whatever, I'm like, okay, now I know what's going on. But always like Les, always like the bass, always need a little Primus.
Yeah, Les is one of a kind. I mean, he was kind of almost like they could kind of almost be a jam band
Yeah.
in the way they play, but
They've
yet
kind of
mainstream.
morphed a little bit into that lately. Like you know, they're not the way they were kind of when they began. They stretch out a little bit. Some songs they do some jamming. So yeah, you're not wrong.
He's got a bunch of all his offshoot bands. I really liked Oysterhead.
Oh, Oysterhead's awesome.
Him and Trey Anastasio and Stuart Copeland from the Police. They put together that first album. I thought was great.
Along comes Mr. Oysterhead. That song, Mr. Oysterhead, the song. Oh man, that's a good one. That whole album when it came out, again, that time period, man, that was a good album.
Great album. So the other one, my next one was a song called "Better Off Now" by Retirement Party. So a local indie Chicago band, kind of indie, kind of emo, but great guitarist. The lead singer's got a great voice. So if you're kind of into the indie type of style of songs and kind of emo, you dig it. So I kind of dabble in that genre a little bit. Not my first or second choice, but I thought they put out a good album, and that was a band that I don't know if the listeners or yourself check out the Chicago Reader, but they've got great music writers there that put people on to some great local bands. Love finding
pass
those.
that along. I just wrote that down too. Anytime anyone passes something along like that, I'm definitely going to make a keynote to also pass along to other people. Got to spread the word, man. That's what it's about.
Sure.
It's
For
about
sure.
music. Yeah, definitely. That's a good song. That is another good pick. And again, that's what I want my listeners to. I want them to listen to new things, explore different things. Because because that's me, man. I mean, I've listened to everything from punk to funk to gorillas to rap. I mean, we could do one of these, once a month, and it would be different every single list we would do because there's so many million
Sure.
awesome songs to pick. But that's a good pick, man. Really
No,
good.
I love the local stuff too. Chicago's got a great independent music scene, and people should. I shouldn't say should, but check it out when you have
They
time.
should. They really. I
Got
mean,
stuff.
you can never have too much music, really, and I mean, expanding it is key, really, in these situations.
Definitely.
Also, what I was going to show really quick here. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Is Primus still? This is their last set list from April. They're still doing those damn blue collar tweakers starting it off. But you even look down at number 6 here. They do Enema.
What?
Whole Lot of Rosie by AC/DC, Moby Dick by Led Zeppelin.
Wow.
With
Danny Carey?
Yeah, I guess Danny Carey came out and jammed with them too.
Holy
Which
crap,
if
yeah.
you do have a chance, check that out on the on YouTube. You can see some really cool performances of that.
I definitely need to check that out.
Yeah, it's good time. But okay, number 6. All right, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I love David Bowie, so I'm going to go with a little bit of a song called Ashes to Ashes. It's from like 1980, I think it was. The name of the album was, what was it? Super Freak. Oh, now I got the fucking song messed in my head here, but it's a really good song. Again, really awesome bass. I like songs that really kind of jam. And that song, again, does the same thing that most of the songs that I enjoy does, and that is, well, jam. You like Bowie at all? Haven't listened to too much?
No, I haven't delved into the catalog really. I know the basics and I know, some of the main songs, which I like, but I've never really delved into it. So if you can tell me where to start or what album to start with, I can go from there.
Especially when yeah, definitely. Especially he's another guy who like I don't want to say like a Tool, but almost like, are you in the mood for the long jams? Are you in the mood for something a little more heavy? Because he does go heavier. You're the more psychedelic type. I mean, it goes in all different ways, and I think that's why But that's what's good about you too, because I'm the same way.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. The kind of stuff like the band that I've been listening to the most the last week, for some reason I've never listened to them, is like Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Why am I listening to Iron Maiden right now? I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? Everyone likes these guys. I'll give them a chance.
Sure.
And I found some really, really, really awesome jams and stuff like that. And honestly, I just dived head first. And that's why I like some of these bands that you talked about on here. I'm going to look deeper than just the songs that you mentioned, because
I have never put much time into Bowie and probably very little of any into Iron Maiden, but I can get into metal.
Well, that's what it is. I've for a long time, I think what it's becoming is I've gone into every musical corner that I'm always just trying to stretch the boundaries more. And especially if somebody is passionate about a certain band, a good band, a band that that has played a long time and stuff like that, I'll always give them a chance. But that being said, what's your next pick for 6?
My next pick is Angry Johnny by Poe.
Ooh. So when you talked about Poe, that was a good pick.
That was that's a 90s deep cut. So 95, I mean, shoot, I was 11 years old, and it's it hits different at this age, but when you're listening to it and at back then, it was just perfect for the time. It was perfect for what was going on in alternative rock. Female lead singer again. Love her voice. And, the whole lyric of, I want to blow you. And then she pauses and says, away.
Oh yeah.
That was, that caught the attention of a 12-year-old for sure.
It also did me. I mean, it was on that. I used to watch that show 120 Minutes. It was on MTV late on Sunday nights. It was all the cool alternative stuff, like Even Deeper Than Space Hog, and this is where this falls in that same time period. They got a show on Showtime. It's called Yellow Jackets.
Okay.
They got what they use a lot of 90s songs in it. Like recently they played this Tori Amos song that I hadn't heard in a long time. And I'm a big fan of awesome female or all female singers, especially, but especially super, super awesome ones. And Poe definitely fits into that.
Yeah. That was honestly, I couldn't tell you another Poe song, but they nailed it with that one.
But what's funny is, again, that's where I am. It's like when I look back and I think of Poe now, I'm like, I wonder if any of the other songs were good on there. Maybe I was just a 12-year-old wanting to listen to that one song over and over again.
Maybe.
Yeah, you just never know. Let's see, what am I going to go with next on this list? Let's switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to go we're going to go to the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice.
And we're going to go with, what do I want to go with? I'm going to go with Bring the Ruckus. We'll start with we'll just kick it right off with Bring the Ruckus, just because I love that when he keeps saying it in the background of that song. Bring the ruckus, bring the motherfucking ruckus. Because honestly, can you imagine coming out of the bullpen of that song or something like that? I know you probably get in trouble. But that being said, I'm a big Wu-Tang fan. That first album, the first couple albums, up till right about Gravel Pit, there's still some good stuff that they do. The solo albums are really good.
Yeah, they kind of all went in different directions with their solo stuff. But yeah, 36 Chambers, that is an absolute classic. I saw them at North Coast Music Festival in 2013, and it was the entire group, whole original lineup, and they did 36 Chambers straight through. And is great. Is like nothing else I've ever seen. You've got like 16 people on stage, and Method Man just kind of took over and took the reins of the whole thing. He was in the crowd. He hit someone's blunt and threw it back in the crowd. It was phenomenal. So yeah, great song.
I saw Seven. You remember the band Seven Dust? I don't know if you ever heard of them. I was at a Warped Tour '99 at Tinley Park, and he took a rip off of a thing and threw it right in the audience, like right by me. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. I think it was like 16 or whatever, 17, probably a little older. But it's always cool, man. It's cool when you get to see cool bands, live, and especially you get to see them do 36 Chambers. That's very, very awesome.
Yeah.
What do you got for 7?
So 7, I've got the Pogues, Body of an American, from 1985. So I grew up on the southwest side of Chicago. Everybody's Irish except me. So I was exposed to a lot of Irish culture and music and stuff like that. My wife is Irish. So this was a song that was in The Wire, the TV show.
Oh, awesome.
And when they would do, if a cop passed, they would do the Irish wake, which basically they'd bring the body to the corner bar and lay him out on the pool table and eulogize him, and then everybody would drink and play this song. And it's apparently like a real thing that people do. It's not just for show. So this is the song that they'd play, Irish immigrant kind of experience in America, and being proud of being an American. So little patriotic twist here, but nevertheless a good song from the mid '80s.
I am also not Irish, but I think my dad thought he was Irish because it was his second favorite holiday, so he would put those shamrocks up in all the windows and stuff like that. So I'm also pretty familiar with a lot of awesome and the Pogues, which is funny that you bring them up, because earlier on my timeline they had a video from '86 from them, and another awesome band, under the radar, really, really good, really good stuff.
Some of those Irish bands rock, man.
Yeah, they really do. Lots of good music there.
What do you got?
The next one I got is the very, very first track off of Nine Inch Nails' The Fragile, and that is Something Damaged, it's called. It is pretty heavy. I like it a lot because of the drums. I'll always remember buying that album. It's a double album again. There's a lot of songs on that CD. It often gets lost in the fold because of how great the Downward Spiral is. But again, it's a good kickoff song for the album.
I'm trying to think of what trying to place that one, but what other tracks are on there? Is We're in This Together, is that on?
No, it is not. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a clip here, but that's why it's so, honestly, right now on the double album, I probably can't even name. It's been a while. Both album tracks of the songs on there.
They've got such a deep catalog too. It's like sneaky, right? Because like you said, like
the big songs are like The Day the World Went Away. It's not, there isn't any big Into the Void. None of the big star. They had a song on there called Starfuckers Inc. That was a big.
I remember that song.
That is about it.
Sounds Nine Inch Nailsy.
You know, it's very Nine Inch Nailsy, which is exactly what you want. You know, and that's a good song for
totally
this list. All right, what do you got for 8?
So number 8 is a song called Grand Canyon by Drive-By Truckers.
Ooh.
And kind of a sad song. It's about losing a friend, death. It was off of English Oceans is the album. Again, 7 minute and 57. I'm sorry, almost an 8-minute song. So it really extended, but kind of sad, but also just very good the way they laid this whole thing out. There's not really a chorus to this song. Well, kind of. There's just a kind of a short chorus. Well, actually, no, there isn't. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I mean, not my favorite album by this band, but I love this song, and it's got some personal meaning to it. So yeah, I
actually
went with
just brought them up on the last episode because Jason Isbell, he's had a new album come out, and he was part of the band for a long while. So I dug deep a little bit and was talking a little bit about those first couple albums, and I like their later stuff too. You know what album I really like by them? I'm trying to pull it up here. Is they got a lot of good albums though.
They do.
I like that kind of music a lot.
I came to them late, like more recently, like last couple of years, and I love Decoration Day. I think that is just a fantastic album.
You ever listen to The Big To Do? It's like a couple albums, but it's 2010, where the one with the song that you picked was from 2014. But that was the one I like a lot of, like My Morning Jacket. So I was looking for stuff like that, and I came to Drive-By Truckers, who had been around a lot longer than My Morning Jacket, and again, always putting out quality work.
And the new Isbell album, I know you already talked about it on the last episode. I liked it.
Did you like it?
I've listened to the first maybe 4 or 5 songs. I haven't listened to it straight through, but what I heard, I liked. He's a very talented songwriter.
See, that's even awesome, man. I didn't even know that your music. I mean, that your music. That's awesome that your musical stretches to Jason Isbell. So that's really cool. It's good you listen to the new album because it is pretty good. I've only gotten to listen to it one time through, but I was doing other stuff too, so I caught like the good parts here and there. So I gotta really sit down with my headphones and jam that one out.
I get that. Hopefully he's coming to Chicago. I haven't checked out any tour dates, but if he does,
that would be a good show to go to too.
What do you got next?
I'm gonna go with one that this one is definitely for the a little bit more of the heavier crowd. It's Motorhead. I like the song a lot for multiple reasons. I like the title of this song. It's called "The Chase is Better Than the Catch,"
Okay.
and it's pretty much, well, when you're like trying to go after a girl or a significant other or whatever, and sometimes going after them is actually better than once you actually land them. And the lyrics actually, and I had to bring up a song with some humorous lyrics. If you get a chance, the innuendos of ridiculousness.
Nice.
It makes it even more hilarious that I love to play this song in front of my wife, and she makes mad faces, and we laugh, and I laugh, and then we continue to go because I'm a comedian. But
Nice.
classic, it's a classic, and I like that one a lot.
I gotta check that out.
Check it out. It's a good time when I put this list out. When I put it out, definitely take a listen to it.
For sure. I love his voice. I love the song Ace of Spades. I like
Bowie's got this song. I don't know if you've ever heard this Bowie song. It's called Heroes. We
okay.
can be heroes. I don't know if you ever heard the song, but Motorhead actually did a cover of it, and it was actually cool to hear Motorhead cover Bowie because they actually didn't do a bad justice. Like, actually, Lemmy trying to sing like Bowie was actually with his voice.
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
Okay.
But
I love the question. If you've seen the movie Airheads,
oh yeah,
says who would win, Lemmy or God? And the guy says, Lemmy. He goes, wrong, God. No, trick question. Lemmy is God. Love
that movie's another awesome movie.
Another
great soundtrack.
Great fictional band.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Lone Rangers.
That might be a good topic sometime. Amazing fictional bands.
I'm all for that. So
awesome. What do you got for 9?
The next one, Rage Against the Machine, huge fan. I absolutely loved Zach De La Rocha. Is one of my favorite lyricists, one of my favorite frontmen of all time. Just, his stage presence, his energy, it's unmatched. And, that's kind of hit that influence is why I picked, number 2 from Perfect Pussy called Bells. But this one was his band after Rage Against the Machine when they split up. One Day as a Lion came out in 2008, If You Fear Dying. Oh. Really cool song. It's the drummer from Mars Volta. His name is John. I can't think of his last name right now, but very good drummer. And you've got Zach. So awesome. They put out some great stuff on that album. That was the only one they came out with, 5 tracks.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember when that came out too. I've always tried to follow Zach too, seeing hopefully he's going to come out with something or anything he's come out with. I've tried to listen to it because, well, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very awesome. My number 10 here, I'll save this one for last.
Okay.
Because I know you like Zeppelin. So what I wanted to do was there's a certain side of Zeppelin that a lot of people like to turn against. Here is the track that I'm thinking of here. Now, number 1, I know that is not the Led Zeppelin of, super loud and heavy Led Zeppelin. But like if you're like chilling, like in the back,
yeah,
and like you got the lights just right, and it's actually a pretty smooth song. Also, it being sadly at that time, which not a lot of people think about, but Plant lost his son, who was I think he was like 4 years old right around that time, and that's what that song's about. And you think about kind of the deep meaning of the song and the way the song feels. I always like that song quite a lot. It's not definitely, it's not any of their greatness, but I don't think it should be ever ignored. I like that song.
No, solid song. So much of the loop when you had 2 for Tuesday, Get the Let Out. You heard so many different songs, and this one always stood out because it was different. Like this song and No Quarter. We're always like, holy crap, they sound like a different band. Again, going back to what we said earlier, like I love when they kind of go out, branch out a little bit and do songs like that. So like you said, not one that they're going to be remembered for, but a great tune.
Yeah, no, you're absolute. That's, and again, I'm a big what if type of guy. Like, what if John Bonham didn't pass away in 1980? I mean, I read the story. I honestly, just this week again, I'm looking for more stories, trying to find more of how did this happen,
Right.
and when's if it didn't happen, or when's if this went that way, or would they still have played, and stuff like that. But that was pretty much the way they ended, was like that song. So
Yep.
I always kind of think about that a lot.
So
What'd
the,
you get for 10?
so the last one I've got is a song called Paracosm by Washed Out.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you remember the TV show Portlandia,
Oh, yeah.
they did the theme song for that.
Oh, okay.
And
I do know that song.
I was kind of just like, does Washed Out have any other songs besides the cool song from Portlandia? So did some browsing around. This song is kind of crazy that it's 10 years old now, but 2013 Paracosm kind of has that, just like, it's the band name Washed Out kind of like describes how the music of this song, just kind of the vibe of it. So it just sounds very like makes me think of like water for whatever reason.
Hey,
So yeah, check it out. Just a very chill song. Kind of
I'm a
have to be
big
in the mood
person of
for it.
putting things
Yeah.
like mine, like with a song, like, oh, I feel like I'm in the Bay. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm in, Southern California. If I feeling a certain way outside, that's good when songs can do that to you.
Yeah, I love
Really,
that
really
about
good.
the power of music.
Power of music, man. It is always, always, that's why these were really good lists, man. Thank you for joining me tonight.
For sure, man. This is a good time. Always love syncing up with you and chopping
Yeah.
it up.
Chopping it up, talking music. Always, we're going to get together again and we'll come up with something awesome to do. Thank you again for joining me, my man.
Happy to be here, man. Can't wait to
All
be back.
right. Let me go ahead and go through here. All right. So here, let's see what we got. This week we got another episode coming up this Thursday, so please tune in for that. Thank you again. I want to thank my main man Beezy for coming on the show. As always, you can check us out at the Penguin Sadistic YouTube channel, see what all that is going on there. Go on to the Hookup on Music Twitter account and you can check out what we have got going on there. As I said earlier, we are going to put this into a set list and put this out on Spotify so you can check out all these awesome songs in which we talked about tonight. My name is Tony. You could find me on the Twitter at the Sugar Baggie. Again, I want to thank my guests for joining me. This podcast is available everywhere. And next thing you know, you will be seeing us again. And until that time, everyone, I want everyone to have a really, really good rest of your week.